The look is based on the ballerina. It's the ballerina that's just after practice rather than before the recital. You know how ballerinas have very tight, neat buns? Well, we wanted to do the opposite and juxtapose it by making it very textured. So we have this great new product from Aveda. This is Pure Bun and Style Prep that kind of guts the hair up and makes it a bit more textured. So we put that in the hair, we dry it in. We then put a twist around, like on top of the crown, we twist it into a bun. We pin it in and we finish it off with Aveda Control Force. And that really gives it a lovely, nice finish as well as a really good hold.
Spring 2013, you know, we really went for it. The whole collection was inspired by the Dream Ballet, which is performed by the American Ballet Theater. I got to go behind the scenes in the archives and see all the costumes, and it was so inspiring and beautiful, and I really went with it. I really wanted the collection to be romantic, feminine, elegant, soft, everything from the hair and makeup. You know, the girls are in a tousled bun like they did it themselves before a dress rehearsal, and then the idea is really that all the kind of story of the collection is that what these girls would wear normal day to day, you know, if they have a great leather jacket over their, you know, jeans running to rehearsal, or if they, you know, want to wear a great dress out. So it's kind of the world of a ballerina in a way. A very dreamlike feeling, but I liked it.
Christian's a very dear friend of mine, and you know, he's such a talented designer, and I love working with his clothes. He's fantastic. My clients love his clothes. Absolutely, 100%. Yep, big hit. The drama, you know, I find that Christian just has that sensibility of loving fashion and loving women and making them feel beautiful.
I was really happy. I thought that he's really progressed and keeps on coming out with new flavors. And I love the colors in this show. They were very, you would normally think very girly colors, but I think he found a way to give them an edge, particularly with the trouser suits. There was one suit that was a teal green kind of color with lace, but then it was, and I loved all the pearls that he used. I'm crazy about pearls.
A lot of embroidery, a lot of you know, brocades, and then some really classic fabrics mixed in. And I really wanted the collection to feel luxurious, but still cool and young. And I think the color does that. You know, with the polka dots, we have pink, seafoam. There is color, color, color. There's no, you know, there's nothing in this collection that is neutral, really. We have some white and cream, but no black, no navy. I just wanted to go for it, and I think that that's what you have to do when you're really trying to create a trend.
I've loved him since the beginning, and I'm great friends with him. I was actually just DJing his store opening, I guess it was 2 days ago, so it was really fun. And yeah, I'm always really excited to see what he has.
His use of shape. I think for stage you really need to have a silhouette. You need to have shapes that are really bold, and I found that his outfits work really well on stage.
I say start off by looking ridiculous and then scale it down to glamorous.
and become happy colleagues. And I'm crazy about the way he thinks, and he's just a doll face, and I'm happy to see the show. Going to be a surprise. I got to see some of the things from last season when I went and I visited him in his showroom. But I mean, I've read about his inspirations and stuff, and I couldn't believe it because I was actually thinking about Degas the other day, and I was like, oh, what about Degas? And that's where he was at too. So that's really cool. I think that, you know, when you're going someplace where you want to make a splash, whether it's like your wedding or whether it's something like a, you know, like an industry event or something like that, I think that keeping in mind being true to yourself and not trying to impress anybody else, but just knowing what you feel good and what makes you feel really beautiful. You know what's a trick is anything that makes you want to stand tall, like anything that actually fixes your posture just by looking at it, that's the dress.
It definitely evolves every season. You know, I've shown, this is my 9th collection, next season will be my 10th collection, and I think, you know, every season you have to push yourself. You know, I'm doing things that I would never dream I've ever would done. I mean, we're showing flats on the runway, we're doing separates and jackets that I would never pair together. You know, I work really hard with my stylist Danielle to make the collection modern, and I think that that's something that you have to do as a young designer because we're competing, you know, especially for me, I'm hanging in Neiman Marcus with Monique Lhuillier, Oscar. It's a tough competition, so you have to really push yourself.